Hey everybody, this video brings us out to Clermont, Florida. We are here in the historic village of Clermont where we're being told to do something very, very important. We're being told to slow down, something we should all live by. Words I definitely take to heart. I feel like we do need to slow down more. Everybody's always in a rush. Everybody wants to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. We do all have things that have to get done. I am very busy all the time. I have to get from point A to point B constantly. I have things in my life I have to get done. I am running around like a crazy person sometimes trying to get things done, but I also like to slow down, take in the sights, take in the sounds, smell the roses, as they say, and bring you guys along with me to do that. So slow down, just calm down every now and then and see what is to be seen around you. And today, I'm gonna show you guys something pretty awesome here in the historic village of Clermont, Florida, that I've never actually been to while they've been open. I've never been out here to go inside the World War II Museum or inside the old schoolhouses or any of this stuff. One of these days, I've got to come out here. One of these weekends, I have to come out here and take a look at this and bring you guys along with me to take a look at this. I believe they're open on Saturdays and Sundays. So someday we will come back out here and we will see this. I actually tried to come out here a couple of months ago to show you guys what it is we're out here to see today, but there was a guy out on Lake Mineola doing some wakeboarding. If you guys remember that video, he was doing some twists and turns and backflips and spins and all kinds of cool, interesting things. And I said to myself, this thing you're out here to see has been here for 100 years. It's gonna be here for a while. It's not going anywhere. The guy who was not slowing down at all out there doing some wakeboarding, he wasn't gonna be around forever. Maybe you should take a look at him today and then come back out here on another day like today to take a look at what it is that we are out here to see today. This is really awesome. So here in the historic village of Clermont, Florida, we are gonna take a look at something that is 100 years old as of this year. Now, you guys know I'm a huge fan of anything train related. I love a good old caboose. I love a train car. I love a steam engine. I love all that stuff. And I love all the things, the buildings and whatnot that those train cars and those cabooses and those steam engines used to pull up to. And today we are going to take a look at a 100-year-old train depot. Are you guys ready for this? Here is the Clermont Train Depot, built in 1925 by Peter Demons. He was a Russian, I believe, sawmill owner from the area, got the rights to a train line going up here. I believe it was the Orange Belt Railway that he got the rights to, built this train depot, which is why the depot kind of has a little bit of sort of Russian architecture going on, because he was a Russian immigrant who owned a sawmill in the area. So pretty awesome. 1925. This area over here was not part of the original train depot. I believe that was built afterwards when this whole historic village sort of museum area came to be. I think those are maybe restrooms or something now, but this whole area right here, this was the original 1925 train depot. Pretty amazing. And I wanted to bring you guys out here to take a look at this. I wanted to slow down and take in the sights and sounds. Everybody down here is very busy. There's people over there doing yard work, they're doing maintenance, there's people jogging and biking, and everybody's kind of running around out here. Lots of people doing business stuff and unloading trucks for the restaurants and whatnot that are back there. Lots of people being very busy today, but I wanted to slow down and take in this amazing train depot and to put myself in the place of the people who used to be out here, the people who were also very busy, the people who weren't slowing down. They were doing their job, or they were coming and going from one place to another. They were unloading their citrus and their lumber and all the other stuff here at the train depot. They were very busy at that time. But today we are slowing down. We are taking this in. Look at the old train depot ticket window here. This is cool. This is the ticket window. This is awesome. This is where you would have bought your tickets to go from one spot to another, or talk to somebody to do your business transactions. That is really cool. The old ticket window right there. And right back here is where the actual train line used to run. Right along here. You can see there's a platform here for unloading and loading of goods. There's the original door. This is really, really cool. I have no idea the stained glass is original to the building or not. I'm not 100% sure. It looks pretty old, so it might actually be original to the building. Either way, that is really cool. At some point, I definitely want to go inside there and take a look at all the photos and whatnot. You can see there's some old lanterns there. Looks like maybe they won some awards at some point. Definitely something they did not have back in 1925 air conditioning. It's probably nice and cool inside there right now, back in the 1920s and 30s and 40s and so on and so forth, where this place was an active train depot. I'm sure it's very hot and humid and disgusting inside there, like it always is outside. Although today, this morning, it's actually pretty nice out, but at one point, very warm inside there. Now it's air conditioned, very awesome. But this right here is where the old train line used to run. I wonder what this is right here. I would assume this would have been built afterwards, or maybe the train line was more kind of up there. I'm not 100% sure exactly what this concrete square here used to be. If you know, leave your comments down below. But take a look at this. This is really cool. There's an old piece of equipment here from back when the train line used to run up and down right here where this trail now is. There's actually a building right down there that also looks like it maybe had something to do with the rail line back in the day. Looks like they could do some unloading and loading of goods in that building down there. So that building down there was probably also part of the rail line here. They used to run right along here. And take a look at the old train signal. Look at that. How cool is that? Very, very awesome that is still here at the train depot. That is pretty amazing. So how awesome is this? 100 years old, 1925 is when this was built to serve the people of the area, to take people to and fro, to take them from one spot to another, and to take all the goods from one place to another. All the citrus and the lumber and everything in this area that needed to be taken from here to somewhere else was all done right here at this train depot. And take a look at these boiler doors. This is one of my favorite parts of this train depot, is the old Fitzgibbons Boiler Company boiler doors here. This is really cool. This company was actually founded, I believe, in the late 1800s. Their actual offices were in New York, but I believe their actual building where they actually made the doors and the boilers and whatnot was in Oswego. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Oswego, New York. I think it's actually, it kind of sounds like as we go, but it's Oswego, I believe. Oswego, New York is where the actual place where they would the foundry and whatnot, where they would make all this big heavy steel doors and the boilers and whatnot. That is really, really neat. Kind of looks like a Hobbit Hole, right? Looks like the entrance to the house of a Hobbit. Bilbo Baggins would feel at home right now if he were here. I have no idea if there's still a boiler in there or not. I wonder if you could open these doors and just walk through there. That would be really cool. That would be something I would absolutely love to do. But look at all the old tools that are in here. There's planers in here and old drills in here and all kinds of cool stuff. There's a blowtorch in there. They got Prince Albert in a can. See, now I feel bad. I want to go in there and let him out. This is really, really neat. So awesome 1925 train depot. Do you like local history? I do. Do you need volunteer hours? I don't, but I'll take some. Do you like talking with people? I do. So look at that. I can actually volunteer here at the historic village. Maybe I should do that. Then I could go inside these buildings and show them to you in more detail. Again, look at the awesome stained glass here. There's all kinds of cool photos in there. I would love to go inside and take a look at. So at some point, we will try to actually get in here and take a look at all of this. Again, that stained glass is amazing. I wonder if that's original 1925 stained glass. This is cool. So this was the side of the building. This, like I said, is new. This was not here when the actual building was built back in 1925. This is more recent. Yeah, it's now restrooms. There's a little free library here, which is really, really cool. But this is the old original 1925 building right here. Really cool train depot. So awesome. Again, wanted to bring you guys out here. Wanted to slow down today, taking the sights, taking the sounds, taking the history here in Clermont, Florida, and show you guys this really awesome 1925 train depot. I love this kind of stuff. I always put myself in like the mindset of the people who were once out here, the people who were working in this train depot, the people who were coming and going from this train depot, the people who were unloading goods and loading goods at this train depot. Every time I drive past an old building, like an old farmhouse that's now falling down or something like that, or an old gas station that's now dilapidated, I always think to myself, at one point, somebody lived there. Somebody lived in that old farmhouse for decades, probably for many years, for many centuries even. Who knows how long people lived inside these houses. People lived in there. People were born and raised inside these houses for generations. That was somebody's life. That was somebody's house. The house you grew up in. I mean, same thing. It was the house somebody else grew up in from a child, maybe even into adulthood. They lived in that house. That was their home, and now it's falling down. Now it's going to be torn down to make way for the parking lot of a Walmart or something like that, or that old gas station that's been closed for decades and decades that you drive past all the time. That was somebody's business. Somebody worked there every morning. Somebody would get up in the morning, go to work, do their business, and leave at night. That was somebody's life. And I always like to put myself in the place of those people. And when I come out to a place like this, a historic place, a place that's been fixed up, turned into a museum and something historical, I still like to come out to and think to myself, man, at one point, again, this was somebody's life. This was a business. At one point, trains were coming and going. People were unloading goods. People were going from point A to point B. They were not slowing down. They were in a hurry to do what they had to do here at the train depot. And it's pretty awesome to think about all the goods that were probably sitting here, all the lumber and citrus and whatnot that were sitting here and then loaded onto the platform, loaded onto the trains. The trains that at one point were coming and going right up and down here where the train tracks used to go. Train tracks used to be right here. Trains pulling all kinds of people and goods, and those goods and whatnot and people loaded on right here on the platform, the train platform. Very, very cool. Getting their tickets and whatnot right there. That is so incredibly awesome. So really cool, really neat. Again, wanted to bring you guys out here. Wanted to show this to you guys because this is really cool. It's such a unique, interesting structure as well. It definitely has a lot of awesome history, a lot of awesome Florida, Clermont history, and the fact that it has that really awesome looking Hobbit Hole in the front. This is the part of the building I love the most, is these boiler doors here. Very, very cool. I love this. That is my favorite part of the whole entire building right there. That's what drew me to this building. First time I saw this, I was like, what is that? And then I did my research on Fitzgibbons, the boiler company, and found out that's where they were probably shoveling the coal and whatnot into to keep the boiler going. That is awesome. So, all right, guys, again, wanted to bring you out here. Wanted to show this to you guys. Very, very cool. So if you guys have ever been out here to the historic village in Clermont, Florida, leave your comments down below. Or maybe you've been out here to see the amazing 1925, 100-year-old train station. Leave your comments down below. I want to hear from you guys. But all right, that is going to do it for today. I took the time to slow down and take in the sights and the sounds of the old train depot. But with that being said, I am busy. I have stuff to do today. I need to slow down and start talking more slower. I have things I have to get done today. I've got errands to run, and I'm gonna go run those errands right now. But wanted to start out the morning by taking a good deep breath and taking in this amazing train depot. So, all right, guys, with that, we are done. So as always, thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, check down below for links to Patreon, check down below for links to Spreadshirt, hit the join button to become a member of this channel to gain early access to all of my videos. And if you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, hashtag, if you guys watch this video all the way to the very end, hashtag Hobbit Hole, hashtag Hobbit Hole. If you guys watch this video all the way to the very end, even though that's not what this is, even though this is an old train depot and these are old boiler doors and Hobbit Hole has really nothing to do with this video whatsoever, it's what it looks like, right? Bilbo Baggins would be at home right now. Seriously, he'd be like, I'm home. So anyway, guys, hashtag Hobbit Hole. If you guys watch this video all the way until the very end, one more shot here of this amazing train depot, the ticket window right there, the loading and unloading platform right here, the train platform right here. So cool, so interesting, so amazing. The old sign up here, I love this. I love that this is just here still. That is so incredibly cool. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. I could spend all morning out here, but again, even though I'm slowing down right now, I do have to get busy. I do have to do some things. I have stuff that needs to get done. So, all right, again, that's gonna do it, guys. Like I said, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you do hit that subscribe button, or you are subscribed, then I will see you guys in the next video. I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, one more shot 1925 Clermont Train Depot. That is awesome. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow, but only if you hit that subscribe button. All right, bye.